Hey everyone, Clip Butler here from SIA. Thank you for joining me. This is test number 76. The site-wide links from a Blogroll affect ranked. Let's get into it. All right, if you've been around a while, essentially you kind of know what these are. So you go to a WordPress site as an example. It's the easiest example, and I have a related links post or a related or a sponsored post or something to that effect with a list of links to a bunch to different websites. And a lot of times those are actually sponsored placements or buddies from networking, etc. And the question is, do they work? There's also been another plugin that was out a long time ago, and that was essentially a reciprocal link network is kind of how I describe it. And you sign up to this network, and the other sites that sign up into it too, and essentially you're exchanging links. It's not always a one-for-one thing, but you exchange backlinks. So if you're posting 5 links, you'll get a link from 5 other websites, for example, linking to your site. And it's that network actually was working pretty good until 2 things happen. One, they stop policing the sites that go in there. So, your legitimate, nice mommy blog, for example, could end up linking to a gambling site, etc. And that was devastating to that network, because essentially what happened is the users started leaving it, the good users, and then the trash sites started getting put on, PBNs, etc. And then ultimately people started or learned the footprint and then reported it to Google, and then Google shut down that whole network of sites. So if you were on there now, you were actually going to get detriment, because those sites that they found on that network were demoted in power, and that demoted power comes to you and it says, look, you're associated with this site that we know is bad. Ergo, we're going to penalize your site. So they're not, Blogroll links in and of themselves are not something you can just take lightly and plop up on websites, but they do work. Like in this case, in this test case, the Blogroll moved the test page to the #1 position. It's not really saying a lot, because obviously we're doing test page stuff. But that kind of coincides with tests that like Ted Kubaitis did, or real world applications where he was doing site-wide footers. We did a site-wide footer test for a page on Digital Ear at one point, and it's all gone by now, but we had a site-wide footers for our on-page SEO guide on Digital Ear, and it shot it up to position number 15, which is actually pretty good, considering that's a really keyword. That keyword is really link heavy, like it requires a lot of backlinks. So this Blogroll idea is something that you could probably still do. I would actually recommend it. So let's say you own 5 websites that are making, they're good money makers. It's not a air quotes private blog network. They're just 5 legitimate sites that you own. Think Gawker. They own 15 sites in that Gawker network. And interlinking those and moving traffic from one to the other is totally acceptable. And doing that with Blogrolls across your website, totally fine. Or networking with buddies and stuff and doing that. They can switch them to no follow. We have a previous test on that, saying it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not the end of the world. You can do no follow and set up some networks like that, some reciprocal networks with your buddies, and move that along pretty well. You can also do it with, if you're a small business owner, you could do it with other businesses in your area. So if you are a plumber who knows a fencing guy, and you can do the Blogroll thing with them. An electric guy, you can do it with them. The contractor that takes care of the cabinets, the cabinet maker, you can do it with them. All of these other subcontractors that work with you to complete your plumbing work, or to help build and complete those plumbing projects, you can interlink everybody and leverage that as a team versus you're working and you're getting customers and doing client work as a team. Why not do the same thing with your business building and your marketing, and in particular your SEO, by leveraging the Blogroll on your website? So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's test number 76. If you have any more questions, hit them in the comments below. Thumbs up, thumbs down. It only takes a millisecond. We appreciate you, and see you in the next video.